And it also helps to understand that the CIA has had its claws in USAID and using USAID for operations for years.
Tell us about that historical evolution of USAID intelligence relationships.
Well, we talk about Mockingbird 2.0 right in our face. USAID has been funding these anti-traditional America kind of left-wing programs. For example, I think Politico got $100 million from USAID to promote essentially shadow government Mockingbird talking points and agenda, which is just mind-blowing when you consider that's our tax dollars. USAID has been pushing programs on other countries, the woke ideology. They're funded trans operas in the country. We talked about earlier the condoms program for Gaza. Just ludicrous, perverse things that they've used USAID to fund, and the entire time the CIA. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go finish.
Yeah, the entire time the CIA is using USAID, and the reason it's doing that is it doesn't have to go to Congress and request budget to fund these things. It funds them through this front. The CIA loves fronts, and it funds their operations through this front, USAID.
Wow. Now, USAID, right, and the CIA. The color revolutions, working in Marxist countries, behind the Iron Curtain to sow division and elections and all that. There was one point in time, they were on the good side. And did that change? And because, Reagan supported USAID too.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Remember back when there was a real Cold War, I mean, we really, really did have a serious enemy in the Soviet Union. And of course, I was a big fan of Reagan. Reagan is the reason I applied for the CIA in the first place. And those are good years, at least for patriots anyway. So we had a real enemy and a real threat with the Soviet Union back there and its expansion. But as happened when the Soviet Union no longer became the global threat that it was, now the CIA will not give it up because that's been its reason for existence. But that's no longer the case anymore. As a matter of fact, the CIA has stoked that fire by sending John Brennan into Ukraine along with the deep state Queen Victoria Nuland to actually instigate the 2014 coup against a democratically elected president in Ukraine, overthrow him, and insert Zelensky, their puppet. So using Russia always as the boogeyman, which is what the CIA has been doing for decades.
Right. And at one point in time, that was a necessary evil, but the dynamics have changed, and in some ways a betrayal of Russia about Ukraine joining NATO and stuff like that. Every time a Democrat's in office, Russia invades another country.